Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am Sam and welcome back to Semantics Reads and Writes. So today we're going to do a TBR. So normally I do my TBR and wrap up videos on my other channel, but we're taking a break for now because life is happening and a lot's going on in both of our lives right now. So I'm going to do one here instead. And this month, I don't know when I'm going to get done because I'm still in school for the next 3 weeks. 3.5 weeks, counting the day that I'm filming this, right? Yeah, three and a half weeks. I still have almost 4 weeks left of school for this class, and then I have 2 weeks off, and then I start the semester. So, but I have a huge pile next to me of books I want to get to. The majority of these books are sequels. Almost all of them are sequels, literally. So we'll see how that goes. But the first book I'm going to talk about is not a sequel, and that is Whiskey Business by Elliot Fletcher. I follow this author on Instagram, and she's so much fun, and I love all her pictures, and I've been seeing rave reviews for this book. It follows a actress who moves to Scotland, I believe, and a grumpy Scottish whiskey distiller. And what really honestly attracted me to this is that in her ads she said there was no third act breakup, which I really appreciate. I don't like third act breakups in romance books, which I know is almost all of romance books, but I'm just not a big fan of them, personally. And it's Grumpy Sunshine, and I really like this cover. It's just so cool. It's so pretty, and I'm excited. Grumpy Sunshine, Whiskey, Scotland. I'm sold. That's all it took. Didn't take that much, did it? And I have coffee because I haven't had my coffee yet today. And this is a little bit more of a casual kind of video just because I'm tired. I haven't had my coffee yet, and yes. Alright, let's move on to the sequels that I want to read. There's a lot of them, and it's basically, I need to read sequels because I want to finish these series. The first one is The House Switch. Oops. The first one is The House Switch by Delmock. This is the second book in the House Switch trilogy that follows Finley Ashwan. My bad. And this follows Finley Ashawan, who is a house witch. Basically means that any place he lives, as long as he is comfortable, the entire home will feel more homey, people will be happier, more content, and all of that. However, being a witch is very dangerous in this world, and so he's attempting to hide it. And he's a very powerful house witch, so yes. And in the first book, we met our cast of characters, including this cutie named Kraken, and I'm just very excited to continue on with this series. I will say the first book in the series almost sent me into a reading slump, and I knew if I binged the whole trilogy, which I really wanted to, I would end up in a reading slump. So I'm going to try and read these books a couple months apart, just so that I don't. But I'm very excited to read this book again, or for the first time. I haven't read it yet. The next one is Dance of a Burning Sea by E.J. Mello. This is the second book in a trilogy. I read the first book, which was Song of the Forever Rains, and I have the third one as well. Where is it? Symphony of a Deadly Throne. This is the second book. This is the Musai trilogy. So this is the chunkiest of the 3 books. This is a pirate romance, actually. So these books follow 3 sisters who are the Musai, who they're basically sirens of sorts. The sister in the first book, the youngest one, she was a singer. The sister in this book is a dancer, and in the third book, she plays the violin. And this is, I think it's a marriage of convenience kind of thing. I don't remember, honestly. But her name is Naya, N-I-Y-A. And I absolutely loved the first book in this series, and I cannot wait to jump into the second one. I don't know a whole lot about it, except for we have already met the love interest. I really liked him. He's a very fun pirate. And she called in some sort of favor for him in order to help them in the first book. And now for this one, I think she owes him a favor now. So yes, and he's always wanted her, so I'm curious to see how this goes. It is a romance. It is a romantic book, so Yes, I'm so excited. But these covers, I'm just kind of obsessed with them. And then EJ Mello, as of right now, will be at ApolloCon next year, so I am so excited to potentially meet her. So excited. Next book I have is one that I've had for a while now, and that is A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch by Sarah Hawley. I know people either loved or hated the first book, which is A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. I adored it. I thought it was so much fun, so lighthearted, just a lot of fun. And this one I have mixed feelings about because of who our two characters are. I'm excited for her story. His story, I'm very curious to see how it goes because it's an amnesia kind of thing. And I'll try not to, I don't want to do any spoilers. But I believe this is technically enemies to lovers. And that's what I know about it. So, yep, it's a demon and a witch. And that's it. That's what we got. And the third one comes out this year, and she just announced the fourth one, I believe, too. Next one's a werewolf one, so I'm intrigued by that as well. Next book on my list is going to be The Book That Broke the World by Mark Lawrence. I absolutely adore these covers, and I believe the title for the third one and final book in the library trilogy was just announced. I don't remember though, but I absolutely loved the first book. It was one of my favorite books so far of this year. And so I figure I'll jump into the second one and see if I love it just as much. So yes, these books are also just so pretty. Again, just with the pretty covers. So this series follows two main characters, Evar and Levira. Levira is a girl who in the first book we are introduced to her when she is a child, and she lives out in the desert, and her village is attacked by these monsters, only for the children to be taken and then saved by soldiers. The soldiers bring them into the main city where they are assigned to work in certain areas, and Levira ends up working at this gigantic library that holds like all of the information ever, and she makes a friend at the library who isn't really supposed to be there, and that's how we meet Evar. Evar and his siblings have been trapped within the library for they don't know how long, for their entire lives basically, and they have no memories of anything before the library, but their whole goal has been to escape the library. This book, at least the first one, was basically, it felt to me like a love story to libraries and librarians and to books in general, and it was so well done. I was captivated by the entire story, and I cannot wait to continue. I've just been waiting a little bit because I didn't want to end up in a book hangover and still waiting for the third one to come out. It's not coming out until probably next year. But I have found I really like Mark Lawrence's writing, so at least in this series I do. So we'll see what we end up doing otherwise, but yes. This book, I'm a little annoyed. It's been on my TBR for so many TBRs now, and that is Dark Star Burning Ash Falls White by Emily Wenzel. This is the sequel and conclusion, I believe. Is it? To Song of Silver Flame Like Night. And this is just a super pretty copy. I'm kind of obsessed with this copy. It is the Barnes & Noble one. I don't know if all of the copies have that. And then the inside copies, they're just so pretty. I really, I'm in the process of reading the first one. I'm really enjoying it. I'm hoping to finish it. I don't know if I'll finish it this month. I'm hoping to, but I'm working through it really, really slowly, and I'm not sure why I'm being so slow on it, but I am. And so, yes, we move on. But this is the sequel to the first one, obviously. So, yes, it's shorter than the first one. I'm curious how that will go, but yeah, I'm excited. I also like that it's purple instead of red. I just like the purple. Next one, I got two more on this list for sequels, and it's going to be Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. I am so excited for Leather and Lark because these two characters were honestly my favorite in the first book. I'm hoping it's going to be more memorable than the first book. I did enjoy Butcher and Blackbird, which is the first book in the Ruinous Love trilogy that follows three brothers who all basically kill people. This follows Lachlan. I can never remember his name. Lachlan and Lark. Lark is a singer and a murderer, and Lachlan, I believe, is a hitman. So, and a leatherworks. He's a leather worker, so he works with leather, which is very intriguing, and I'm sure we'll have some BDSM stuff in here, which again, this book comes with a list of trigger warnings, so yes, I'm intrigued. We'll see what happens. Yeah. So yes, that's what I know. I don't actually know the plot of this book, I'm not gonna lie. Yes. Alright, and the last book that I technically have right here on my TBR that I really do want to read soon is The Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne. I read The Shadow of the Gods earlier this year, absolutely loved it, got John to read it, and then he read Shadow of the Gods, followed very closely by The Hunger of the Gods, and now is like, well, why haven't you read this yet? And I have no response for him because we have this and we have the audiobook, so like I have no reason to not have read it. So we're gonna try and read it soon because I really did like the start of the series. This is a Norse inspired high fantasy series where basically the gods have gone and we're following 3 different characters as they make their journeys through life. And now the gods might be coming back. We don't know, but I look forward to when these 3 characters will eventually possibly meet. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens, but that's where I'm at. And now all my big books are on top and the little books are on the bottom. So let me fix this. Oh, but Sam, you might be asking, what happened to last month's TBR? I didn't read it. I didn't read any of them. So, this is my TBR-ish kind of thing. We'll see what happens for the month of August. Yeah, all over the place, but mostly sequels, except for one book. They're all sequels. So yes, we'll see how this goes. That's what I got for you guys here today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will be posting book stuff on here for now. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, keep reading, and keep moving forward. Who's texting me? Bye!